All right, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. And for the Sagittarius that I'm speaking to today, you could be feeling a little bit rattled as you kind of think about how to move forward at this time. And I'm seeing that there may be some feelings that you are kind of avoiding looking at or that you just don't want to look at. And that kind of results in you moving through something kind of tricky in the current energy, and then as you move forward, there's this question of sort of how to proceed, if that makes sense. And I'm going to dive into the oracle cards and the reading here today, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here and receiving this reading. And if you would like a personal reading, I do offer personal readings. If you'd like to lend your energy more to the reading so that I can manifest messages that align with your energy, you can go ahead and like and subscribe. But let's move on, Sagittarius, because I'm getting quite a few downloads here for you. The oracle cards today are Rebirth, Exhaustion, and the Lovers. So you could have been through something quite exhausting, honestly. You may feel very burnt out, very tired, and it's because of some type of connection, some type of soul connection that you have or had with someone else that really put you through the ringer here. But I'm seeing that ultimately you're in this phase after this connection or where you're healing from this connection that's really allowing for a rebirth. So if you're feeling exhausted or you're feeling tired, it could be because you're recuperating from this connection or you're moving through some really heavy lessons from this connection that are kind of draining you, but ultimately I see it being for your higher good. There could also be some feelings under the surface here that are pulling on your energy or are exhausting for you, and because you're not quite investigating them or moving through them, you could end up being kind of more tired. Let's take a look at those feelings. You're just showing me that you're kind of cut off from how you feel because you kind of need to keep moving forward or you need to do the most sensible thing, and so it just makes sense for you not to feel these feelings. They're trying to make themselves known to you, though. There's something that this connection is trying to teach you, and instead of really accessing whatever that is, I see you kind of being like, you know what, I'm just going to move forward by myself. I'm going to rely on myself. I have everything I need. I'm just fine by myself. And that may be true, but there's something here that this connection is trying to show you, or that it's going to show you, that I see you in the past kind of cutting yourself off from and saying, you know what, I don't really need to focus on this. And you're showing me that it didn't work out with this person, and you may have felt rejected by them. And so that comes through as pretty painful for you. And so rather than kind of delving into how that made you feel, I see you kind of pushing that under the surface a little bit, which comes through as a little bit deceptive because it's okay to have feelings about that, and it definitely gave you some feelings, but I see you kind of not really wanting to investigate whatever it was that happened here. And I see you just kind of doing your best to move forward, and you're saying it's best if I don't look at that because I won't be able to move forward, or it'll make it harder if I focus on kind of the hardships here. And so I see you kind of holding yourself back. It comes from a place of self-preservation. You have the Seven of Swords in the center of your reading, which is a bit of a deceptive energy. I see you kind of waiting on this person to communicate with you, but then kind of being like, no, I'm not. You're like, I don't need to know about that. I don't need communication, I'm fine. But actually, you are kind of waiting on this person, and comes through as kind of blocking your energy, but again, because you're not really looking deeply at how you feel from this connection and what's going on and like connecting to the energies, you may not even realize that you're waiting for this person to reach out to you to connect with you, but you do, and you give them quite a bit of power in that way. Whoever this was, it's someone who's really important to you, and there may be this feeling of being unhappy without them, or needing to kind of go deeper into how they made you feel and why you give them so much power over your emotions. There's this feeling of wanting to know how they feel or what's going on with them that I see you kind of feeling in the current moment, and that combined with you kind of rejecting your own emotions, it leads to you focusing more on them and how they feel and what's going on with them rather than looking within. And you may be feeling like a very strong desire for this connection, a lot of attraction, a lot of love. You could feel like this is my person and I miss them and I want to know what's going on with them, and that's it. And so you kind of end up looking to them for communication, for validation, for whatever. Meanwhile, you're actually really exhausted by this, and your energy is trying to go through that rebirth process. That rebuilding process of your own energy. There's like a healing process that's presenting itself to you, but it comes through as very heavy, and so you seem to be kind of avoiding it. And when you avoid it, you kind of wonder like what's going on with them. So you could be turning to tarot for that. You could be getting readings about them, or just looking at their social media, or kind of wondering like what's going on with them. And you think there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a part of getting over a relationship, is like you still care for this person and you can't just turn your feelings off, and your feelings for this person are very powerful. And so I see you kind of looking to see what's going on with them. What are they going to do? How are they doing with all of this? And you may not even realize it, but there is a part of you that's kind of avoiding your own healing process when you look to connect with this other person. At the same time that you're waiting for them, I also see you kind of getting ready to reject them, or like if they offer you love, if they offer you attention, you're like, well, if that comes through, I'm just going to say no anyway. So that's where the deception comes in, is that you're like looking for them to reach out to you, but then if they were to reach out to you, you would pretty strongly reject them or say, I'm done, and that's kind of what you need to heal here, or there's an opportunity for you to heal, to recover, to rest, and perhaps connecting with this person would be part of that healing process. But I see you being kind of hell-bent on rejecting them. It comes through a little bit vindictive, a little bit strategic, a little bit immature, like, well, you snubbed me, so now I'm going to snub you. Or, you hurt me, so now it's my chance to hurt you. And actually, there's an opportunity here for you to heal, to work on things, possibly, whether that's internally or externally, but you get kind of wrapped up in this karmic loop with this person of what's going on with them? What are they doing? And then when they do come through, you're like, well, now I'm just going to reject them. And it's almost like I'm sensing like a little bit of excitement to like have the opportunity to reject them. And you may not be seeing that there's also the opportunity to heal here with this. And, you know, both energies are available to you, but it's kind of about what you choose to do, which path you choose to take. This energy comes together kind of slowly before it materializes in your actual life. And I see you kind of reflecting and having to understand yourself a little bit more before this comes through. You're still in the healing phase of like having lots of high emotions around this and associating a lot of emotions with this person and with whatever kind of ended here. And so it's important that you both kind of balance out the energy, and I see you kind of balancing out the energy of this ending or whatever went down here for quite a bit longer. And it's not even that you necessarily need to make a decision about what you're going to do here, but I do think it's important that you kind of level with yourself and be honest with yourself about how you're approaching this situation and what's actually going to be genuinely healing for you, not just what's going to feel good in the moment, or, you know, playing these kind of tit for tat games and that kind of energy. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that it resonates, and I'll see you next time.